people still underestimate me to a certain degree, as in it's too soon, she's not experienced, this, that and the other. I haven't lost around as a professional yet. I was in school as an 8-year-old girl who wrote 3 things down on my list. It was play football for my country, become a world kickboxing world champion, and, you know, go to the Olympic Games. That was my, you know, childhood dream, to go and achieve that. And yeah, the rest is history.
So I am so excited to be joined by the WBA, IBO and Ring Magazine champion, Lauren Price. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm excited, you know. It's a bit real today, coming to London, going to the Royal Albert Hall.
Beautiful,
yeah, it's good.
isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful, yeah. First time I've been there. Obviously, the ring's not up, but you kind of get a feel of it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So no, I was just saying to Lauren earlier, I'm going to have to read her accolades because there's so many amazing things she's done. So not only is she the first British female welterweight champion, former gold Olympic, gold European Games, gold World Champion, gold Commonwealth Games, former international footballer also.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you ever listen to your accolades being read back to you and think, wow?
It's just me. I'm the most laid-back person, you know, you'll come across, but I just love what I do. I love sport. I've been into sport since, you know, the age of 8, brought up by my grandparents. Kelly Holmes was the one who inspired me to go to the Olympics. That was my, you know, childhood dream, to go and achieve that. And yeah, the rest is history.
Amazing. So looking into this fight, is there a specific statement you want to make from this fight to the fans or to future opponents?
No, not a statement. I just think, you know, people still underestimate me to a certain degree, as in it's too soon, she's not experienced, this, that and the other. You know, I fought one of the best in the division in May in McCaskill. So I haven't lost a round as a professional yet. And I give Tasha credit, as in, you know, she's a good fighter and I think it's a great fight. I believe I'm better. I do believe, you know, she brings another level out in my game, and I'll show that on the night. But I also believe I come through with flying colours as well.
Do you know, it shocks me that you say that people think you don't have enough experience, because you're probably the most decorated amateur boxer that I know.
Yeah, amateur, yeah. Best to come out of Great Britain. And don't get me wrong, obviously pro boxing is different to amateur boxing, but I rate amateur boxing so highly because, you know, of the skill level, of the different styles. I've travelled, you know, around the world. I've come across every style that is in amateur boxing, and I've reached the pinnacle of the sport.
Definitely.
And come out on top. So, yeah, I mean, boxing's boxing. It's different, but I'm learning each fight, and where I am in my career right now, I do believe that everyone who got a world title at 147, that I'll beat.
Yeah, definitely. Is that the ceiling for you?
Yeah, I mean, I want to create greatness, a legacy. I'm Welsh, I'm proud to be Welsh. I want to bring big nights back to Cardiff. I want to become, you know, a multi-weight world champion. We've seen what Kalzaki done for Wales. I want to do the same.
Thinking ahead to this fight, what is it that you admire most about Natasha?
I think, you know, what she's done, you know, I look back, she was one of the first, you know, for London 2012. She was kind of, it was her, Nicola Adams, Savannah Marshall, Katie Taylor, Carissa Shields. That's where I remember from, you know, that crop, going to London 2012. And for me, my dream was always to go to the Olympics. I was a kickboxer and a football player. Kickboxing wasn't in the Olympics, so when boxing got introduced and they were the first to do it, that was kind of my switch over point then, to go to a boxing gym and see, you know, how I done. But yeah, she's done great things, not just for women's boxing, but boxing in general. She's a great ambassador, and I respect her.
Yeah, and of course your journey to Olympic gold takes a lot of determination, a lot of sacrifice. What would you say your biggest obstacle is that you've had to overcome to get where you are today?
I don't think, you know, people see the glitz, the glam and fight night. They don't see what goes on behind closed doors, the making weight, the early mornings, you know, your body's in bits, you're aching. The drive from Wales to Sheffield every week, 3.5 hours, 5 hours on a Friday coming home. It's a lifestyle, and you've got to live and breathe it, because if you don't, then you're not going to reach the top. And I think I've always had that drive and motivation to be the best. I'm not willing for anything or anyone to ruin that. And, you know, them early mornings, getting up, or, you know, eating my salad on a Sunday when everyone else is smashing a Sunday dinner. I mean, them are the little things that when your hand gets raised on fight night, or you're coming out on top, or you're still on top of that podium listening to your national anthem, then it's all worth it.
Immensely proud, yeah, definitely. I think it's probably that kind of discipline that you have. You seem very, very disciplined. That gives you that mindset in the ring as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I guess, like, it's just a fight at the end of the day, but you do all the hard work in your camp, and I'm all about ticking boxes, and I think that's where my confidence comes from. And, you know, as long as I've had a good camp and I've got a great team in me and Rob, we got a great relationship, and especially in pro boxing, you need people around you who you trust. And yeah, I think that's kind of what's made me and turned me into the person I am today as well, from a mental tough side. I don't just say things, I actually believe it. I do believe, you know, that I win this fight. And that's it.
Perfect. And for the young boxers that look up to you, what do you have to say to them?
I think, like, looking back on my career, it was funny earlier to, you know, I spoke to Bunsey, and when I look back, my rivalry in amateur boxing was a Dutch girl called Nushka Fonten, and I was very inexperienced. I gone to my first tournament for Wales, and the coach at the time didn't know who she was. She was Olympic silver medalist, and he went, "Oh, it's alright, you got Holland," meaning like, "Oh, you got an easy touch." When he found out who she was, he's gone to me, "Oh, you don't have to get in there if you don't want to." But me being me, obviously 100% I was going to get in there, and I didn't do too bad. And when I look at it, you know, 5 years on, I've boxed her, I beat her 3 times. I boxed her in the, you know, semi-final of the Olympics, and I've come out on top, and I've got that win. It just goes to show, you know, with hard work and, you know, experience, you can achieve anything. And I don't just mean that in boxing. I think if you got like a goal or a dream, it doesn't matter how silly or how big it sounds, you can achieve it. I was in school as an 8-year-old girl who wrote 3 things down on my list. It was play football for my country, become a world kickboxing world champion, and, you know, go to the Olympic Games. And some people laughed at me. My nan and my granddad, they always inspired me, and my nan always said to me, if you reach for the moon, if you fall short, you land on the stars. And that's something that's, you know, without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And my nan is a massive role model in that way of showing me love, bringing me up in a good home, supporting me financially through, you know, going kickboxing, football. It's cost $1,000 over the years. So, yeah, I suppose I've run away with that question now. But
no, it's really lovely.
I think for the next generation, yeah, it's all about, you know, having good people around you, and if you work hard enough, then you can achieve anything.
Perfect, Lauren. Thank you so much. All the best for fight night.
Thank you very much. Thank you.